Derringer acid.
So I got a... There's San Fran.
I got a Derringer acid.
Yeah, so look through here and find the Derringer.
And I get a personal assistant.
You know what?
Oh, unpack these? Okay.
Yeah, unpack those,
We should have enough room on this table, right? Ed?
Like I said, barely.
Yeah, all right.
We're...
Well, you know what I'll do? I'll use this
Yep.
for my guy, and then she can use hers. This is the 6 foot long, or the 5 foot long table. They have like an 8 or a 6 one. I'm gonna get that as my next one, just so.
Oh, and I get to improve one skill of my choice.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Oh.
pick the skill you want and look through this bag and find a +1 counter to that
The
skill.
martial artist.
Oh, the martial artist is pretty awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. What? What are you... What?
So you gotta find your thingamajig in there.
I'm separating the sanity and the health.
Now, do you guys play that we have these on here and we pull them off as we go, or we add them on
I take damage.
as you take damage?
I play that put them on and take them off as you take damage.
Okay.
All right, so we start with them.
Yep.
Okay.
This 6 players.
Yeah, 6 players. Do that. Right corner.
Are you only play this?
I've never played this one, so
Personal assistant. I have a personal assistant.
that's good.
Except
It's called the wife.
I have 1 hired muscle asset.
What? It's not called the wife?
Yeah, you tell her that. Well,
I don't think it's going to end well for either one of us.
I think it only end well for me. And
All right, so this tells you where you start.
she'd be like, you wouldn't say
So
that.
you start in China. I start in Buenos Aires,
Buenos Aires.
Argentina.
Argentina.
I give Ed points for handing me the thing that
Alright.
has to shuffle.
Where's the hired?
sorry.
No, you get
Ed, where's the assets and things of that nature?
because I have
Rob has them right now.
All right.
Oh, we were shuffling them.
Oh, okay.
I thought it went
Oh no, we haven't. I haven't gotten mine.
Okay.
I have
Well,
a-
now
Which one do you have?
Your amulet and lucky rabbit.
Detective amulet.
No, I just.
Oh, I am hired
those
muscle.
other-
I'm sorry.
No, dude.
That's
they're-
okay.
You no.
Protective amulet.
Not talking to you, Rob.
Protective amulet.
So another
Lucky rabbit's
of your
foot.
choice may immediately perform one additional action.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you perform an acquire assets action, you may allow
There you go.
other investigators to gain any cards you purchase.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
that
permanent or runtime uses.
these are, unless it says discard after use, they're permanent.
Gain one shaky hand thing. Influence.
All right, here you go.
You may re-roll one die when resolving a influence test.
Action. Test.
But this guy can probably
Shake
die, can't
hands. If you pass,
can.
gain 1
It's
ally
not easy.
asset of your choice from
good
the
to know.
reserve or discard pile. Oh. So I can basically keep getting allies. Makes sense.
How to make friends and influence people, Rob. I'm not sure that's your strong suit.
Rob, he's right.
So give me a random green clue token from there. It's just come out when we need them.
Question was, were we muted when that was said? That was
Nope.
Nope, that was on.
Oh!
I'll make a GIF out of that. Steve wants me to. Once we're set up, I'm going to take a picture and send it to my brother. Then he'll post it on Twitter and send it out with the hashtag TableTopDay.
Hashtag.
So
So,
who's... Okay, go
Do you
ahead.
want me to put the
shuffle that up
explicit
and
language
get the top
warning
card
up
there.
yet?
I don't think we need it
I
yet.
don't think we need it. I have
No,
an
you-
explicit language warning built in, so I can click it, so I can put it in the bottom right.
You know what? You needed it for
The last game.
The last game.
We thought about that a couple times. We're like,
And-
should we
and
put this
as
up
soon
now?
As soon as Seven Wonders hits the table, you might as well hit it for me. Because I thought that's just what I'm going to need.
Well, I mean, there was a few like vulgar words used, but it wasn't that bad. You know.
I just don't get it.
I don't either. I don't get how the game is scored at all, so I don't like it.
Maybe I'll like take the time to actually explain it.
Ooh, Seven Wonders explanation time.
All right, you guys watched the video for the Alchemist thing, right? That Scott posted last night.
Yeah, so we played it completely wrong again.
No, but I'm watching it. Did it make any sense to you? Because it didn't. Like the one portion that he was talking.
It was about the small.
Still didn't make sense
No,
to
that
me.
game doesn't make sense. Which is why I'm not going to buy it. I like the concept of the game.
I love the idea.
So
It's interesting.
complicated.
It's just really complicated.
Yeah, it's like ultra complicated for complicated's sake. No offense to the people who design Alchemist. It's a cool game.
It's a great game.
It's
Great,
just-
great concept, complex rule set.
It's
No,
it-
there's just one part of the game where it's like,
and it's
you
not
gotta-
clearly explained. It doesn't give you examples. Like,
And I still think there needs to be more of the
Okay, so
whole.
Doom
Well, see, to me,
token
that doesn't
is,
sound like there's a problem with the game, but really a problem with the writing of the rules.
No, because there's we watched a video and it still doesn't.
yeah,
look
people don't know how to translate it correct because it's very ambiguous about how it does that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why they need to rewrite the rules and actually clarify the ambiguity there.
Well, the designer should come out and just like specifically like.
Can you pull 2 chips from this bag, put one on Buenos Aires and one on Rome?
Alright.
Okay, so the
You're
other
South
thing that's a green
America.
thing,
No,
which means
you are
that
not.
when it spawns, it moves to
I wonder
Antarctica.
all the way over to New Zealand, huh?
Oh, great! The stuff where I
Do I
am.
do
Awesome.
that again?
Nope, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
And grab 3 clues, read the backs, and put them on the squares that are listed on the backs.
3 at random.
Yep.
Do you want me to put? Do you want these in like this bag and just?
Yeah, let's drop them in the bag.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, so the idea is we're investigators trying to stop the end of the world because Yog-Sothoth is waking up and is about to destroy everything. So,
Alright, Rob, so if anybody asks if you're a god, you say yes.
San Francisco,
Over with her.
Once you're done with the.
10.
Now just have
Where's
the,
11?
that part from Blade where the guy's in the up the other. I'm a vampire god. Gonna be a naughty god.
I love that movie. It's not great, but for some reason I just love the original Blade
It's a
movie.
good or bad movie.
alright.
Oh, the Blade one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Alright, and finally we draw one mystery. Okay, so object of the game, we want to save the world. If Yog-Sothoth wakes up, it's not quite the end of the world. We can still fight him and win, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
So playing the game, the way it will work is that we each go around the board taking actions, and then we each go around the board having encounters in our location. So if you're on a space with a monster, such as the ghost or the elder thing, you have to encounter that monster and you have to fight it, which can suck.
Rob.
I can't.
Trolling on Rob begins now.
Oh, what the?
And then there's the mythos phase, where basically the one of these mythos cards comes out and does nasty things to the world. If this deck runs out, we run out of time, and we lose the game. So
You lose.
So you can, during your action phase, everyone has 2 actions. You can travel, which means you just move one space. You can rest, which means you regain 1 health and 1 sanity.
Okay.
You can only take each action once during the phase. So you can only rest once. You can only travel once. You can trade, which is if you're in the same space as another investigator, you can trade spells and possessions and clues and so on and so forth.
Okay.
You can prepare for travel, which allows you to take out of that bag down there a boat ticket or a train ticket.
Ooh.
And then the next time you travel, you can spend that ticket to move extra spaces. Whites are boats, the red with the crosses are trains. So you can acquire assets, which is an action that he's going to be doing a lot, which is you roll to try and buy these things. You roll your influence,
Yeah.
which is your orange stat, and the number of successes is the number basically the amount of cash you have, and you can purchase. This is for 1. This is for 2, 3, 2. You can also go into debt to take a bank loan to get 2 automatic successes on that roll.
I want to do the debt strategy.
Debt is Debt is, it can suck, but you always get a chance to roll out of it.
Yeah.
When it comes due. So it's good to, and what we should try and do is buy our way through the deck to get the best weapons and the best magic items and so forth to load up. You can also, your card may have an action that you can do.
This is you.
So
Why am I by myself?
right. Phase 2, the encounter phase. First of all, you encounter any creatures.
Yeah.
If you defeat all the creatures, you have an encounter in the space.
Oh,
You can encounter a gate.
yeah.
We want to try and close the gates as fast as possible.
Yeah.
This is an unguarded gate, so we want to get there before there's a monster surge and monsters start spawning out of that gate.
Yeah.
And there will be more gates. If the game ever tries to spawn a gate and it can't, well, that's another loss condition. But if we have that many gates out, we will have already lost. You can encounter, if there's a clue in the square, you can encounter the clue to try and pick it up. If there's nothing else in the square, you encounter the city or the square that you land on. Each city has a special thing that it tends to do. So, Arkham, you can gain incantation spells. In those areas, you can gain ritual spells. A lot of them are improved one or another stat.
Yeah, the improved stat ones
The
are nice.
improved stat ones, you get these tokens that are a +1, and it increases your stat by 1. You can flip it over, and it becomes a +2. Although Lily Chen just gets them as +2s to start with because that's one of her special abilities. You can also encounter the active expedition here, which is a way to get more powerful things like artifacts. And it's pretty handy. There will also be things coming out from here that you can encounter. And that's basically it.
Apparently, my ability means I want to group up with people. We'll go through all of our abilities so everyone knows what we
Yeah.
do.
And go over a general plan.
Yeah. Do you want to? Should we introduce all our characters?
Yep. So, so I am Jacqueline Fine, the psychic. At first, Jacqueline's dreams of fire and destruction seemed like a curse. Monsters ran rampant through city streets, and some greater
we're reading
darkness
our story.
loomed on the horizon.
Yeah.
However, she has recently learned to control her visions and observe events in detail. Yesterday, she traveled from Boston to Minneapolis to explore an abandoned warehouse she'd seen in her dreams. Inside, she found evidence of a terrible cult that had practiced unspeakable rituals there. Jacqueline hopes to use what she's learned to prevent the terrible future that haunts her sleep. So I am going to build myself as a spellcaster, which is based on the lore stat, which is your purple one all the way on the left, and try and get some of the better spells and use them to enhance the party.
All right.
I am Lola Hayes, the actress. Around the
So
world,
lucky.
Lola has performed dramatic roles for sold-out houses. However, after being cast in the controversial play The King in Yellow, Lola needed to take some time to recover from her exhaustion. Now that she has checked herself out of the asylum, she's ready for her big comeback. But this time she'll play a different role in the fight against the horrors that threaten the world. She started by traveling to Tokyo to track down the only other surviving cast member